Welcome to what may be one of the most important videos you ever come to watch. In order to even start this video, I must say a disclaimer. This material is a set of ideas, an exploration of what is truth and what is fiction. While many things will be discussed, what is shared here is only meant to introduce you to new concepts you may have not heard. Please do your own research before coming to a conclusion. We are attempting to explore and discover the deepest truths. Let us dive in, and don't be afraid to think of the unimaginable, for the truth may be more unbelievable than we have ever been led to know. There is no denying that there are endless theories and opinions of how we originally came into existence. It can be overwhelming and create fear in us because of the potential unknowns. If we don't know our original origin with complete confidence, how can we know we are on the right path moving forward? With the internet, we have real-time access to information. We are exposed to new material daily that unknowingly warps our beliefs and perception of reality. But how are we to ever know what is really true and what is fiction? For example, how can we differentiate between what is a story and what is an actual verifiable fact that is rooted in truth, other than our opinions and what we want to believe as true? Almost every social media algorithm has been designed to show us more of what we already watch. Unless we are actively searching for new knowledge, we tend to be exposed to more of what already interests us. And being as it is this way, if we take a wrong turn, we can go deep into rabbit holes that lead us astray without even knowing it. There is a ton of fascinating content that we run into and want to believe in, but everyone wants proof. Platforms have no quick fact checker where you can skim the information or run the content through a system to see the level of truth it holds. This is a big issue in the world right now. In politics, news, and media, it has become a big problem. Even in religion and spirituality, no one wants to follow a false guru that shares teachings that lead to nothing or worse, something dangerous. But what if there was knowledge that has been hidden from us on purpose to keep us lost and confused, not knowing where we can turn to get the real answers that we seek? What if all along there has been a way to verify if something is backed by truth or falsehood? Even if someone were to tell you exactly how you can do this, it is solely how you would react to the information that determines how useful it can be applied to your life. The immediate habit to reject new knowledge combined with forces that push misinformation would attempt to write such a claim of being able to verify truth versus falsehood as nonsense, pseudoscience, or radical and non-verifiable. Even hearing certain information can be very threatening to one's already established beliefs. Let's be honest, following the herd mentality, or what is portrayed to be accepted as normal, makes it easier to dismiss new ideas. Most people are happy just letting things be as they are. It is not always enjoyable when something challenges you to think different. But the ability to change one's belief is profound in that it can change the experience of life. But the only way to change what is known to be truth is by having a way to verify it. Because if something can be verified, it becomes more powerful than even a belief, it becomes an undeniable fact. And facts, when shared, are known as wisdom. The ancients were always trying to uncover the truth. Stories have been told through the ages that challenge our modern age thinking. Such as highly intelligent beings creating the pyramids that were far more advanced and seemed to know our galaxy and star system much better than us, to giants roaming the earth, aliens with better technology that can travel at the speed of light, and so much more. It becomes clear we do not know everything. There is much to uncover in our current times. But misinformation is only slowing down the path to true discovery. Some would say that this misinformation is shared with us on purpose, to confuse us in order to keep us a slave to the matrix, a victim of the corporate and secret society agendas, and force us into a frame of mind that restricts our true potential. But whether that is true or not, the fact remains. The ability to know when we are seeing the truth is the only way to confidently gain real wisdom that we so desperately have been yearning for. Mankind has been left in the dark for thousands of years. It is now the age where all lies, distractions, and falsehood will fall away to the sidelines and the truth will be revealed. And anyone that serves a false narrative will be exposed for their deception and ignorance when there is a way to detect the truth from the false. We live in a unique time where the worlds of spirituality and science are starting to cross over. By bridging the two, it starts to make sense what the great enlightened beings in history have been sharing with us for centuries. And as science continues to intellectually advance and new discoveries are made and shared with the world, people will have a choice. Embrace the truth or deny it and live in the dark. The dark is an uninformed state of consciousness. It is likely you have heard the term dark forces before. Dark forces sound like they are some cool army or character such as Darth Vader from Star Wars. But the reality is a dark force is something that serves its own dishonorable agenda of keeping people lost and suffering, including itself. And dark forces have been controlling our world for as long as written history can be found. Becoming awakened and what people sometimes term as a spiritual awakening, therefore is the process of escaping the darkness by putting into practice knowledge that serves the soul. But what is a soul anyway? We cannot see our soul in our current form of consciousness. We identify with ourselves as a physical body with a mind. But what are we anyway? On a physical level, we are just a combination of elements interacting with each other. Every element has a unique set of energy levels associated with its atoms. Knowing the energy levels identifies the element. Each element seems to have their own unique intelligence about it and set of abilities and functions. They are predictable. Fascinatingly, when elements interact with each other they create different forms that serve unique purposes. Such as the human body. In multicellular organisms, such as animals and humans, molecules interact to form cells that combine to form tissues, which make up organs. A molecule consists of two or more atoms of the same element, or different elements that are chemically bound together. The human body is approximately 99% comprised of just 6 elements including oxygen, hydrogen, nitrogen, carbon, calcium, and phosphorus. In fact, everything in the universe is made up of the elements that are found on the periodic table that you may remember seeing in school. So why are we talking about the building blocks of life, and how does this have anything to do with how to tell the truth between something that is false? Let us explore a little deeper. Because it is only once we understand energy that we will be able to recognize that everything that exists from the beginning of time has been recorded and has an energy blueprint and can be tapped into. The law of conservation of energy states that energy can neither be created nor destroyed, only converted from one form of energy to another. This is very interesting because we are indeed a form of energy. Quantum physics states that mass and energy are interchangeable, and consequently that mass is merely a manifestation of energy. This means that everything, including humans, is simply energy stored in mass particle form. So at our core, we are more than just physical elements on a periodic table, because if that were the case, we wouldn't have awareness. The word consciousness means we are aware that we are. Energy in all of its different forms seems to be innately aware. Awareness seems to be a quality of energy. So that would suggest that anything that has energy is aware on some level that it exists. That is a mind-blowing realization and is incredible to think about. The flower in the garden knows it exists and is aware when you are watering it. Human beings have always been trying to understand how this life works and what we are at our core. How some have made sense of it in the past is they termed us with the word soul as the essence of our energy and what makes us uniquely us. And in religious and spiritual literature it has been claimed that the soul lives on after this earthly experience and continues to live on in higher realms. The ancient Egyptians were well known to have this belief and performed mummification as a way to protect the soul in the afterlife. Now in the past that claim may have been matched with skepticism, as some would believe that is a fantasy and there is no life experienced after death. But with the latest scientific discoveries it is undeniable that at our core we are energy. Energy is aware and energy cannot be destroyed, it can only change. So indeed our energy will exist in one form or another even after this physical experience is over and will still be aware that it exists. Countless near-death experiences have confirmed this to be true. At the moment of physical death, our sense of awareness simply exits the body. The entity is then free to roam independent from the body, and due to its new energy structure and because it no longer carries the same density, it can enter into new dimensions or what some would term higher realms of existence. The universe and everything in it is conscious because it is all made up of energy. If you are familiar with quantum entanglement, you already know that everything in the universe is connected profoundly. Recognizing this interconnectedness can lead to a greater understanding of our reality. We have experienced this deeper invisible connection every day in our life without even knowing it. For example, when someone is angry at you, you feel worse being around them. Why is that? If someone is silently angry and not verbalizing it, but you can still feel something is wrong and it feels negative to be in their presence, that is because of an exchange in energy that you are experiencing without them even touching or talking to you. Or have you ever thought about someone and then they all of a sudden reach out to you? As if when you thought of them it somehow made them think of you. Or after you message or call a friend they say something like, "I was just about to contact you." That's weird. But what would that suggest on a deeper level? It suggests that we are all tuned into the same awareness or connected by some sort of energy field. What if there is only one consciousness that we are all experiencing rather than multiple consciousness that we have been led to believe? Multiple forms create the illusion of multiple consciousnesses. But what if that is just an illusion of duality? What if our conscious self is not in the superposition, but rather observing and tuning into one awareness or one consciousness that we are all witnessing? That awareness since the beginning of time has been termed as God. There is no denying awareness is the true and practical source of our life, because it is by having awareness that we are able to experience anything at all. This is the origin of our existence. We have always been and always will be, but how we experience this life will not always be the same. Dr. David R. Hawkins was an internationally renowned spiritual teacher, psychiatrist, physician, researcher, lecturer, and developer of the widely known map of consciousness. During his lifetime he founded the Institute for Spiritual Research Incorporated. He is a widely known authority within the field of consciousness research. The map of consciousness he discovered is a tool to measure the level of awareness and truthfulness of human beings, statements, and anything that has energy. Because all energy represents a specific set of characteristics that act as an identifiable energetic blueprint recorded in the field of consciousness. This map is portrayed as a scale that defines a range of values, attitudes, and emotions that correspond to levels of consciousness. This range of values is mapped out with a logarithmic scale of 1 to 1000. The scale acts as an essential framework on human consciousness and associated energy fields. Mankind has yet to comprehend this groundbreaking discovery and what it means for humanity and how it can transform the world. Never before in history has this world had a way, or a map for that matter, to guide them to know what represents truth and what represents falsehood. Research David R. Hawkins' Applied Kinesiology Muscle Test and the Map of Consciousness to learn how you can know the truth about everything. Thanks for watching. To learn more, visit knowledgeforthesoul.com.